What is up, guys? My name is Aquatic Gamer and welcome to my very first roster review. This one is of Jediknightisaac of TeamSkunk Delta Charity. Shout out to him. Thanks for asking me to do this roster review. So he asked me to have a look at his arena team, how can he improve it, and also which AAT heroic teams should he use. So his current arena team is all gear 10 except for Baze, which is a bit unfortunate because his arena team is using mid to late mid game characters, which is not ideal for a level 85 player. Now he's got a good character in Baze, however I am going to propose a whole new team for him. So the team I'm going to choose for him is firstly a Captain Rex lead. Now the reason I choose a Captain Rex lead is because first off he's maxed out his leader ability, and secondly Rex is probably the best, if not the second best character leader in the game. Now you should really work on your mods, Jediknightisaac, because these mods are not very good. You should want speed arrows on all of your arena guys, who I'm going to mention next. Next up we have Darth Nihilus. Now your Darth Nihilus is gear 1 level 1, and that is a very big problem because he is an amazing character and you are not using him to his full potential. So what I would recommend is stop all your farming, everything you're doing now, and start farming gear for Darth Nihilus. He is an amazing tool. I see you've got him at 7 stars. Fantastic, but just get him geared up and level to 85. And also all these characters that I'm mentioning now, get them to gear 10 or 11, as that is required for level 85 arena. Next on the list we have Chirrut. Now you have Chirrut Imwe also at level 80, and I believe you have him at gear 9? Yes, at gear 9. So I'd recommend getting him to gear 11. He's an amazing character, and also put mods on him. He needs those mods. Also please level up all his abilities. They are insane, and I see you've already got him to 7 stars, which is fantastic. Next on the list is Chirrut's best friend, Baze Malbus. Now Baze, I just mentioned you have to gear 10, and I'd also recommend staying with him, put mods on him, and leveling up all of his abilities. He is an amazing toon with an auto taunt, and he regains auto taunt every single time Chirrut falls below 100% health, which is flippin' insane. Now you want to get Baze as tanky as possible, and you do not necessarily want speed on him, because the longer you can keep that taunt up, the better. Next on the list, and the final one, which I personally think is a good idea, is Boba Fett. Now most people will not agree with me, but I think it is the right choice, because Boba Fett can land those debuffs, ability block, damage over time, you name it, he can do it. So in this team you're going to have a tank, a dispeller in the form of Darth Nihilus, you're going to have an ability blocker, and you're going to have 2 dispellers on your team, which is insane. This team is OP. It is amazing in arena. Also get some mods on this guy. 6 speed as a secondary is not bad, but you really want a speed primary on all of these guys except for Baze. His base speed is good enough. Right, moving on to the second part of this in-depth review of Jediknightisaac's roster, we are going to look at the AAT heroic teams that he can use. Now he asked me to do one team for every phase, and I have devised the following plan for you, Isaac. So in phase 1, everyone recommends use Jedi, and because of your roster, an I'm a Gundai lead is not really that applicable. So I've decided to go with the following: an Ayla Secura lead, Jedi Knight Anakin for the following reason: that he will link up perfectly with Ahsoka Tano. Together they can do amazing damage, and Ahsoka gains critical damage immunity whenever the start of a battle occurs. Then we are going to have Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda. Of course, he's amazing in the especially the tank raid. He's decent in the Rancor, but amazing in the tank raid for his turn meter reduction. And lastly, we've got Qui-Gon Jinn. Now, I want you, Isaac, I want you to please get all these characters to gear 11. I see you've got them at gear 10. Also, get mods on them. All of them get their speed above 200. For phase 2, we are going to do clones. Now, you talked to me about Zetas, and I said the following: you want to Zeta Cody's leadership, so he grants special stuff to his clone allies. So Zeta Cody lead. Then we're going to have clone Sergeant, because he can do insane damage. Then we're going to go with Echo, who you have quite high actually. I'm actually quite surprised that you have your clones this high. So Echo, then Rex. Now the last one is really up to you. You can go with the Rex, or another option maybe for you is to go with a Jawa, and that Jawa will be Darthcha. Now if you gear up Darthcha, you can check on YouTube for videos where Darthcha plus the clones do insane damage, but for now I'd recommend going with a Rex because you already have him high enough. For phase 3, everyone uses a Teebo team, which involves a Teebo lead. Now you need to get your Teebo up very high. For this you need to max out his leadership and his basic and his first special. Now you can use either a Chirpatine or a Teebotine, but the problem with the Chirpatine team is your Chief Chirp is gear 1, level 1 and only 5-star, but you have maxed out your Teebo. So I'd say run Teebo lead, Royal Guard, get him up there, all his abilities, put some mods on him, get him nice and slow but very tanky, so put a lot of health and protection mods on him. Get him to about gear 10 or 11. Then we're going to have Stormtrooper Han, which everyone who's above level 80 should have, and you have him basically maxed out at gear 10. Then we're going to go with none other than Emperor Palpatine himself. Looks like you've got him pretty good with some decent mods on him. This cross, you don't want a tenacity, you want a plus 24 potency if you can get that, and anywhere else you can get potency on him, really do that. It is as important as to get his potency as high as possible. So about 80% to 100% could potentially stun some of the AAT phase 3 opponents. Then lastly we have TIE Fighter Pilot, throwing in that buff immunity, so they won't be able to use that special ability which grants them their morale as such and allows them to be really good. So you want to get him, so this speed arrow is really good. It'll probably get you to about 20 speed, please max out this speed arrow and keep it on TIE Fighter Pilot. Then every single other mod must have either a speed primary or a 9 speed secondary for this guy to be over 200 speed. Now lastly, we have the traditional rebels with a bit of a twist at the end for phase 4. We have a Wigs, so a Wedge Antilles lead for this, where they recover health and turn meter and they get offense. Then you would want to go with Biggs because of the Red Squadron synergy with this. He calls in Wedge Antilles to assist. Please max him out, and also make sure you have got mods like this specific mod. Put it on TIE Fighter Pilot. That will ensure that you do good. Then we have Chirrut Imwe. Now you want to get your Chirrut up to gear 10 or 11. Put some mods on him, max out his abilities, and get his health as high as possible, so when he gets health up, he gets more bonuses. Then you want to get Chirrut's friend Baze Melbus. Also max him out, get as much health as possible, get as much protection as possible, but do not put speed mods on him. You want him as slow as possible. Take the damage for the team, and also take the retribution and give it to himself and Chirrut, so that when the B2, the rocket trooper, does his AoE, both Chirrut and Baze will counter. Then lastly, a bit of a twist in the tail. We are going to go with the final character being Captain Phasma. Now you have your Captain Phasma at gear 7. You want her at gear 9. Max out her abilities. Put some insane speed mods on her. And that is your entire roster review. Now, if I can give you some tips, get all the characters in the AAT above 200 speed. That is the key to outgoing the AI. Then in Arena, you want all your characters around 200 speed, so between 180 and 200. Get them there, and please work on your mods. Mods are everything in this game. Get those characters to gear 10, and if they mid-game characters like Wedge, Biggs, and Lando, leave them at gear 10. But if they guys like Emperor Palpatine, Ayla, Jedi Knight Anakin, those guys you take all the way to gear 11. Also max out your Qui-Gon Jinn. Put the Zeta on him when you have enough Zetas. So coming back to Zetas, I want you to Zeta your Darth Nihilus for his unique ability, so that he gives damage over time to a random enemy every single turn. This unique, you want to Zeta this one. Then I want you to Zeta Cody, as I mentioned. Zeta his leadership. You've got him there. That should be your first Zeta. If you haven't got Nihilus up by the time you guys start doing heroic AAT, make sure you put your first Zeta on him, on Cody. I know you guys are not doing heroic till July, and you already have a whole Zeta, so I would actually recommend first Zetaing Darth Nihilus, because Arena comes before all else. Then Cody for his leadership. Finally, what I want you to Zeta is a bit of an unusual one. 5s. I want you to Zeta Tactical Awareness, where he gets the ability to give all clone allies turn meter whenever they get damage. Remember to get all your mods nice and high. Get some good new mods, especially those speed arrows. You need them immensely. Get your speed above 200 for Arena and the AAT raid. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.